Okay, let's talk about Reconstruction briefly. It takes about 12 years to put the country officially back together after the Civil War, 1865 to 1877. After the Civil War, all the former Confederate states were not part of the Union anymore. They had to be reinstated, and that process is called Reconstruction, and also the process of forgiving and readmitting the Confederate people as U.S. citizens. The South is in terrible condition, as you can imagine. High prices, failing economy, bad things going on in the South. They need to be fixed and rebuilt. Lincoln offers forgiveness in his 10% plan. He said if 10% of the people in the South would, each southern state would swear an oath of loyalty to the Union and agree that slavery was illegal, that state could be readmitted to the Union with full citizenship for everyone. Very lenient, very forgiving. He wanted to move the country forward. Congress wanted something a little bit stricter. They said only people who swore allegiance to the nation could vote or hold office. Lincoln disagrees with this. He wants full forgiveness, full amnesty, so he uses executive power to veto it. Um, Forgiveness is what Lincoln offered. It's difficult and complicated to forgive sometimes, but it's often necessary to move on. Holding grudges usually does nothing but continue the pain within the person that's holding the grudge. Not saying we don't forget the lessons or let people hurt us again, but we can't forgive people. Lincoln's greatest accomplishment was perhaps the 13th Amendment. This will permanently end slavery everywhere in America in the Constitution. He had to work very hard to accomplish this. He had to beg people, bribe people to get it passed through Congress. But with it, he permanently accomplishes his goal of ending slavery, and now he can push towards equality. The newly freed people in the South, 3 to 4 million of them, will search for family. They will get married. They will travel for the first time. But there'll be a lot of challenges as they have to learn how to be free people and learn how to be free people in a southern areas where many Confederates actually are not supportive of them in any way. General Sherman tried to give people on his march 40 acres of free land, but as soon as the Union Army left, the land was taken back in most cases. The Freedmen's Bureau was created by the U.S. government to help the newly freed people learn the skills they need to survive as free people in the world and thrive as free people in the United States. They offered classes, legal protection, even food and shelter in the beginning. Unfortunately, the momentum towards forgiveness and repairing our country ended when Lincoln got shot at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, who was a celebrity, an actor. Booth thought by killing Lincoln, he would be able to become more of a celebrity status and a hero in the South, and he would please the Confederates, especially Jefferson Davis, and restart the war, and the Confederates would win this time. None of those things came true. Unfortunately for Lincoln, his own bodyguard let him down as he left his post guarding his booth at the play. Lincoln was shot in the back of the head, and he died the next morning. Booth didn't get a much better fate. He, after shooting Lincoln, jumps off the platform onto the stage, breaks his leg, makes a short speech. He escapes, but he becomes a villain in both northern and southern eyes, and eventually is captured and killed himself.